Hey, how are you doing? Welcome to Psychology Mind Echoes. This channel is for those who truly care about their mental health. Sarah is 25, and every time she tries to talk to her mom about her new job, it turns into an argument. Her mom says security matters. Sarah says, I want to live. Her grandfather jumps in with, in our time we just listened. Sarah feels like no one hears her voice. If you sometimes feel stuck between two generations, today we're going to learn how to bring back intimacy and understanding to your family without breaking respect. Generational differences. Why is understanding so hard? Each generation grows up in a different cultural, social, and technological context. Parents and grandparents experience a world where stability, tradition, and respect for authority were valued, while the new generation is shaped by rapid change, freedom of expression, and individualism. So when today's children seek equal dialogue, personal decisions, and choice freedom, older generations may interpret this as disrespect or ingratitude. In reality, neither is wrong. They're just using two different languages to express one human need: being seen and understood. Psychological roots of the generation gap. From the perspective of attachment theory, children raised in high control or one-sided respect environments learn that expressing needs equals risk of rejection. In contrast, the new generation raised in freedom and self-expression sees expressing self equals identity. This root conflict is not just cultural but deeply psychological and turns even the best intentions into misunderstandings. The role of rapid technology in deepening the gap. The speed of technological changes has turned the generation gap into an unprecedented phenomenon. The older generation grew up in a world of gradual changes, radio, letters. The new generation lives in a storm of rapid digital shifts, internet, social media. This fundamental difference leads to two parallel worlds. Parents/grandparents may see virtual space as unreal or threatening. Children see it as their second real world. The result of this digital gap is misunderstandings like, why are you always on your phone? From parents. And why don't you understand my world? From children. Recognizing that the digital gap is a difference in ecosystem is the first step toward mutual empathy. Common communication challenges between generations. Differences in conversation style, where parents and grandparents rely more on advice and experience, while today's children seek two-way dialogue and being heard. The boundary between respect and independence, where many young people feel they must give up their desires to please parents, and parents see a child's independence as rebellion. Emotional control and comparisons, where a grandfather or grandmother with good intent compares a child or grandchild to others. But the result is feelings of inadequacy, anger, or emotional distance. Differing values in upbringing and lifestyle, where the new generation prioritizes time, feelings, and personal choice, while the old generation sees duty and family sacrifice above all. Real-life example. Sarah wanted to talk about getting a tattoo or traveling alone with her family every time. Her mom would say, these things aren't for girls. Her grandfather would add, in our time we didn't even think about it. Sarah would get angry and the conversation would end, but after learning to listen without defense technique, one day she just sat and listened to her mom's worries. Her mom said, I'm just afraid something will happen to you. Sarah felt seen for the first time and their relationship warmed up. Psychological effects of the generation gap on children. Feelings of guilt and inability to please family. Reduced self-confidence and fear of self-expression. Emotional distance and feeling alienated in family gatherings. Formation of unstable identity and extreme emotional dependency or severe detachment. Psychological effects of the generation gap on older generations. Parents and grandparents suffer too, feeling worthless when their experience is ignored. Fear of loneliness in old age. Anxiety from losing control over family. Sometimes even hidden depression from feeling, I'm no longer useful. Understanding this two-way pain is a real key to empathy. How to build healthy relationships with previous generations. Listen without judgment, active listening technique, Carl Rogers, where in many cases parents or grandparents just want to be heard, and when you listen without interrupting or defending yourself, the first bridge of connection is built. Dialogue, not debate, nonviolent communication. Marshall Rosenberg, using phrases like, I understand that you, which preserve respect and create safe space for personal expression. Set respectful boundaries, validation technique. Your feeling is understandable, where if you want to decide independently about career, marriage, or beliefs, you can say, I understand your opinion comes from care, but I need to experience it myself. Recognize the values of the previous generation, where sometimes it's enough to accept that their life path was full of hardships, and this understanding changes your perspective. Mindful gratitude, where even with many differences, appreciate their love and efforts, and gratitude is the simplest and strongest way to repair intergenerational bonds. Practical tips for maintaining intimacy in multi-generational families. Set specific time for family dialogue and listen to old memories. Seek opinion from all generations in family decisions. Keep shared activities, like cooking, playing, or watching family movies. Teach grandchildren that respect for elders is not weakness, but emotional maturity. 7-day challenge to bridge generations. One small action each day. Day 1, just listen to one old memory from your parents without interrupting. Day 2, say one gratitude sentence. Day 3, ask an open question. What did you dream of at my age? Until day 7, suggest a share activity. Just 7 days and watch how walls slowly crumble. Emotional conclusion. The generation gap is not the end of love. It's just a language we haven't learned to speak together yet. When instead of changing each other, we just try to understand each other, family becomes home again. Inspiring quote. Family is not where everyone thinks alike. It's where everyone loves each other despite differences. Final challenge question. Have you ever tried to just understand your parents instead of changing them? Write it in the comments. If this topic was helpful, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss future episodes on mind and psychology.